All right, Justin Jefferson is here, one of the best players in football. He's here with Little Caesars. He's in full uniform. What's going on, man?
Yeah, it was good, man. Taking some time out, of course, in the off season to, handle some business, do some partnerships with, the different wonderful partnerships that I have. And definitely Little Caesars is at the top of the list. So definitely taking some time out to, shoot this commercial because I feel like a lot of people have been commenting on the past, commercials I've been doing with Little Caesars. So definitely, happy and grateful to do another one.
Beautiful. I want to start here. You're in California right now shooting this commercial. We'll talk about that at the end as well. But you live in Minnesota during the off season, and I always got to pick the brains of guys where they live in the place where they are. They have roots, and I like that. Tell me why you live in Minnesota in the off season and not a normal, let's call it normal NFL play, Miami. I went to Miami. I'd see all these guys all the time on South Beach. Hey, it's June. Every NFL player is down there. LA, the whole deal. New York City. Why Minnesota in the offseason, Justin?
Yeah, well, that's really just my main, house, and I love being at home. I love,
There we
just
go.
the comfort of being at home. Having the things that I have in my house to, fit my needs, and I have the facility obviously down the road that's not too far away that I can use. All of the facilities, the pools. The different, recovery tools that we have in the facility, and obviously, keeping up with my trainers and making sure that my body is really fit and in shape to withhold this entire season. So there's definitely a lot of talks of the people being in different places for the off season, and I definitely have my times out in different places throughout the off season, but mainly just been in Minnesota focusing up on this upcoming year because definitely this year is a big one.
Most underrated thing about Minneapolis in that area.
Um, the most underrated summertime, I would
Yeah.
say, is the most underrated. A lot of people, think about Minnesota and just think it's cold all year round. But once that summer hit, it's about 90, 95 degrees right now. So that's when people get on that lake.
Yep.
Start doing a couple tubing, a little different jet skis here and there. But that's when it really gets fun in being able to get in the water.
Excellent. Love that. All right. You mentioned your trainer. Obviously, a big season coming up in 2026, specifically right now. And obviously, you're handling business, as you said. But what are you specifically working on with your trainer? And then obviously, football wise, at getting better at in 2026?
Yeah, well, recently, just been dealing with like the hamstring
Yeah.
issues coming off of what was that, 2023. So just continue to fine tune all of the things that I need to, tune up, making sure I don't have any, problems going into the season or even during the season. Just carrying on this same program that I've been having this whole entire off season into the season, and I feel like the plan and everything that we have in store and been talking about is been in a great place and been somewhere where we would love to be at. So
Yeah.
just continuing in that, and obviously, if the people that has been doing their research, I haven't really been practicing in the past two training camps. So just having that in the back of my mind going into the training camp, making sure that I'm getting all of the reps that I can, especially with the quarterbacks that we have, and
Yeah.
making sure that the relationship, the connection, all of that is great going into the season, not really starting when the season starts.
I was going to ask, you mentioned the quarterback situation. Obviously, time on task is going to be really important in July and August, and understanding, you've never been thrown a ball by Kyler Murray. Then, obviously, another year of JJ McCarthy in that quarterback competition. How much involvement do you want in that competition and kind of figuring out the direction of the offense going forward? How often will you talk to Kevin O'Connell? Like, how are you approaching it when you have a quarterback competition that's really going to decide what direction the franchise goes in?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a great, competition battle. I feel like it's going to be great. One for JJ to get that, competition in that room, for him to, have to step up his game a little bit and have to just, be that dog and have to come to training camp every single day with that on his mind that, pretty much treating training camp like a game every single day.
Mhm.
Just coming in and trying to make the most plays as possible, making the right reads, being that leader that we need him to be. And for K1, it's just all about coming in and being that leader that we expect him to be. Obviously, with the things that he already have done already in the league, we know he's a playmaker. It's just all about coming to this team with that leadership role that we really need to fill in. And I feel like it's just going to be a great battle all in all. I'm excited to see, just the guys flying around and feeling the energy of those two guys going at it all training camp.
Your coach recently talked about the open competition part of it. Do you believe it is truly an open competition? Anything goes in July and August?
Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously having JJ as our quarterback last year, seeing the good things that he was doing, and obviously seeing the good things that he has implemented into his game this off season. So his game improvement has been tremendous, and it's been improving every single week. So that's what I'm really, really excited about, seeing his improvements and seeing, him just stepping up into the table when the competition battle is at its highest. And for Kyler, it's just all about, obviously having that leadership role and having that in the back of his head is coming every single day with that on his mind, not really taking a day off or not really taking, that leadership role for granted. We need him to be that leader. We need a quarterback to fill in that leadership role. So whoever's, stepping up to that plate and really guiding us to where we would like to be at, that's the main one that's going to have that role. But it's all up for grabs.
Yep. So you summed it up very, very nicely there. I appreciate that. I have to ask, Jeremy Fowler came out with a wide receiver rankings. You were number 2. Your buddy Jamar Chase was number 1. Now, listen, Jamar, you can text him, you can razz him, whatever you want. Does that piss you off or does it make you laugh when it's Jamar and you know each other? Like, how do you process that when you see your number 2, Justin?
A little mixture of both. It makes me laugh, and it also makes me a little bit, angry. But that's kind of been my whole entire career. That's been my whole entire life. Not really people giving me the satisfaction or the credit that I really should. But it is what it is. That what makes me grind a little bit harder. But obviously going off of last year and seeing the year that I've had, it's normal for people to kind of put me below, what they had me before. So it's just all about, proving to everybody again, like I've already done multiple times. It's nothing really new to the goals or to the accomplishments. It just continue to do what I do best, is going out there, catching the ball and, hopefully getting to the end zone a lot more this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You obviously, with Jamar, 2019 LSU, best offense in college ball history. I'm curious, whenever there's a unit like that, do you remember a moment when a defense was just like, I give up, or like, please help me? I mean, like, you hear stories sometimes, you see it sometimes, and I don't mean like when you're playing a 1AA team. I mean like an SEC team. Was there a defense that was just, you go up against a cornerback who's looking at all the wide receivers and see Joe Burrow and they say, I don't know what to do, man. Like, what was that like being a part of that unit and then watching the fear in the guy's eyes in front of you?
It was crazy. It was tremendous, honestly. It's a so real moment just kind of thinking back on that season, seeing the amount of talent that we had on that field, and for us to win it all the way through is always just so crazy and so unreal, that the fact that I got to experience that and to finish it off in my home city. So it was
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful, wonderful experience. I've learned so much, grown so much in different ways, and my game has transformed into a whole different level. So LSU is definitely has a deep, deep root in my heart, and it really got me into where I'm at today. So I'm very appreciative of LSU for giving me an opportunity and letting me bloom and blossom as a person and a
What
player.
What's the best thing you got better at from then until now? Now, obviously, the answer is a million things because frankly, I think you're the best receiver in football. I was actually on First Take this morning and we debated
Yeah.
it, and I said you were number one. I ran through all the numbers. I don't need to go through those numbers right now. I think we probably both agree on that particular
Sure,
take.
sure.
But when you talk about your development, what do you think got you to this point where you're one of the best receivers in football?
Yeah, what I feel like was the main thing that helped me was my coach, Jerry Sullivan.
Mm,
He's a guru into
yeah.
receiver coaching. And he really transformed my route running skills just from just the technical part of it, from the footwork, from the releases to the top of the route, getting it in and out of the breaks. I mean, we practice that every single day at LSU. So that would really transform my route running skills. And my last year, my junior year, Joe Brady came in and
Yeah.
he kind of taught us different hand-eye coordination drills, and he gave us that goal of catching 10,000 footballs that summer, going into my junior year. So that kind of
Wow.
elevated my hands and my hand-eye coordination. So it was a really pleasure, really, just to see like my game really transform to a whole different level, and just a couple months before the season started, and it really allowed me to be that explosive player and making all of those big time plays.
A few more for you, but quickly, you mentioned the route running. What route do you think is your best route right now?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, the hardest routes are probably a 10 and out, a speed out.
Hmm.
Always, the curls or a hinge running 15 down the stem. Those are always the more difficult ones.
Hmm.
Uh, but obviously, I don't have a favorite. All of the routes in the route tree is my favorite. Whatever one I can get one on one on, and I'm able to kind of win against my man. It don't matter what route it is.
Absolutely. All right. Lightning round. Cornerback who gives you the best battles.
Um, I'm not really 100% sure. I
It may
honestly,
not
I
be
really
anybody.
don't. I honestly don't. I haven't really had many cornerbacks that play me man to man
Yeah.
recently. So that's a really hard conversation. If I had somebody that really play me true man to man all game, then I can answer that question. But I haven't had a true one on one game for a long time now.
Harry Douglas, who I did TV with this morning when we were debating this, he said that he did two of your games last year, and on every single play, you were 3 yards behind the defense. So that might be true that there is no cornerback who gives you really tough battles. Give me a something you're consuming right now, whether it's a TV show, a movie, a book, doesn't matter. What do you like this summer, Justin?
Hmm. Let me think. Let me think. I mean, I've been on a new college 27 video
Oh yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How you
I've
doing
been
in that?
yeah, I've been on that. I've been doing good. I only lost one time so
To
far. So
who?
it was a random. I was just doing like the road to the college football
Okay.
playoffs, and I was just playing online versus some people. So right now, I think I'm like 11-1 right now. So I'm looking pretty good. I just got to continue to get better, continue to find the different ways to elevate my game in college football. So
Do
that's
people
that's
know
what
it's you when you play
I
online?
don't think so. I don't think so. My name is my one of none Jets. So if you know, you
Yeah.
know.
But
So
yeah, there are probably a lot of people. Justin, you're a very popular player. There are probably a
yeah.
lot of people who would have your name, like a variation of your name. So they probably think you're just a Justin Jefferson
For
super
sure.
fan.
For sure. For sure. And I'm picking LSU. So I mean, you just gotta like, is it really him? Like, could it
Oh
be
my
really him?
God. Oh
So
my God. All right. All right. Well, so that we'll do the PSA right now. If you're playing against LSU and the name looks like Justin Jefferson, it might be Justin Jefferson. Just lurk.
telling you,
By the way, he's 11-1. So watch out. Buckle up your chin strap,
yeah,
fellas.
look out.
That's it. All right, we do something called badasses. It's the most badass teammate you've ever had. You go up on the board here. Justin, what do you got?
Most badass. I mean, I feel like is it all time? Is it
All
college?
time. It can be college, high school,
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
definitely Joe, Jamar are definitely the
There we
two
go.
that are in that book for sure. 100%.
There we go. I like that. Yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna say? Like, what was the story? It was in Ed Ogeron's book that Joe got in a fight with Patrick Queen
Yeah.
because there was a
Yep.
fight.
Practice.
It was a fight before, and he wasn't involved, and was like, "Come on, man, I got, I gotta get my hands dirty," and he just picked a
Yeah.
fight.
For sure. We was whooping a butt in spring ball during that year. We switched up the offense. We was throwing the ball a lot more. We got Joe, Jamar, me, Terrace Marshall, got Clyde Edwards in the back. So it was a long spring football for our defense, and during that time they just got tired of it, and that was their last straw. So why not pick on the quarterback of the team?
Incredible. All right, what else do we need to know about this Caesar's ad?
It's going to be a great one. I mean, we love this partnership. I love this partnership ever since we started a couple years ago, and I feel like we've been seeing so many different comments of how funny it's
Yeah.
been and how great of a commercial it's been. So, looking forward to seeing those same type of comments on this one. A little laughter here and there, but just to be on that screen and to be represented by Little Caesars. NFL brand partner, by the way, is always going to be great.
Awesome. Justin Jefferson, thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you, dog.